Hey everyone, this is part 3 of the series where I explore the whereabouts of Bud's Class 234, and if you haven't seen parts 1 or 2 yet, I suggest you watch those first. Over 20 years ago, these guys were going through training to become Navy SEALs, and I've always been curious to know what happened to them. So after countless hours of research and tracing obscure leads, I managed to find some pretty intriguing information which I think you'll find pretty interesting. Before I begin, I just want to make it clear that all the following information is public information, and I've even withheld some information that I felt was too personal. Instructor Taylor was one of the first instructors that we were introduced to in the documentary.
My name's Ken Taylor. I'm a retired Navy SEAL Senior Chief.
He served with the SEALs for 20 years, from 1982 till 2003, retiring as a Senior Chief. Afterwards, he went on to hold various management positions. In 2006, he had a brief stint as an actor, playing a role in the movie The Objective.
So what exactly is our objective, Agent Keynes? Huh? Or should I say, was our objective?
I explained this to you at the briefing, Sergeant.
All right. Top secret.
Currently, Taylor is working as an operational manager at an IT company. He also occasionally publishes some writings online. So you guys might remember Fox as one of the enlisted members who was in Leg's boat crew during the first phase of Buds. He always seemed to be putting out for his team and was evidently quite popular among the viewers, as I've had multiple people reach out to me wondering what happened to him. Prior to joining Buds, he was already in the Navy for 4 years. Now, I wasn't able to find much information on him, but I think that's for good reason. After graduating with Class 234, he went on to become a Navy SEAL, and as far as I can tell, he's still currently active as a Master Chief. Chayra did not have much screen time, but he did have a close call during the dive phase where he almost surfaced incorrectly and could have been seriously injured. Shaira graduated with Class 234 and served with the SEALs until 2006. Afterwards, Shaira worked in personal security.
A Navy SEAL. Navy SEAL, correct. Yeah. I was graduating college at the time. I was a former college football player. I still wanted to compete. I'm not big enough for the NFL. I thought there's got to be other challenges in the world. I had actually got hurt the first time I went through training. I was in a class and my lung collapsed, a spontaneous pneumothorax. So I had to go to the hospital for 2 weeks. I had to drain my lungs, try to reinflate it. I had 2 classes that I was rolled, and that was about the max. They were going to drop me from special warfare. I was going to have to spend a year to 2 years in the fleet and try to come back. I had lost 20 pounds, no aerobic capacity whatsoever. I said, I don't want to get rolled to the fleet, so I just sucked it up and remember just trying to get myself competent again. I found it extremely difficult, so by the time I returned to the class, I got to tell you, it was a very humbling experience.
Eventually, he started a fitness company where he has worked with multiple professional athletes, and he still runs it today. Just wanted to say that if you're enjoying this video, please drop a like or comment as it really helps me continue making this content. So you might remember Kolarov as the only officer that successfully carried out one of the tasks during Phase 1 due to his attention to detail. So basically what happened was that the teams were instructed to do a lap around a marker during log PT, but to not do anything more or anything less. So all the other teams went ahead and did the lap while carrying their log, except for Kolarov's team, since he noticed that the instructor never explicitly stated to bring the log with them. After graduating with Class 234, Kolarov was assigned to SEAL Team 7, where he served with the SEALs for 9 years, achieving the rank of Lieutenant Commander. Afterwards, he worked at Amazon as an account executive for 3 years, before co-founding a software company in 2014, which I believe he still works at today. Holley did not have much screen time, but he did graduate with Class 234. After graduation, he served as an officer on SEAL Team 5 for 5 years, completing 4 deployments to Iraq and Southeast Asia.
I didn't anticipate the trouble I would have leaving the SEAL teams, and I think hindsight being what it is, where I really struggled, the loss of identity, the loss of the camaraderie. Collectively, you are doing a job that's got a higher sense of purpose than going and chasing a paycheck. The loss of that camaraderie, I think, is where guys and gals get in trouble.
In 2011, he founded a non-profit organization, and he also founded a hunting apparel company.
Is 100% satisfaction guaranteed, backed by me personally.
What's pretty interesting is in the advertisement, you can actually see other members of Class 234. In 2014, he founded a real estate brokerage, and as far as I can tell, he currently continues to run his apparel company, real estate company, and his nonprofit. Bischoff didn't have much screen time, but he made some more appearances during the later half of the documentary. He managed to make it through Hell Week, but unfortunately wasn't able to pass through the dive phase. After failing the dive phase, he reported to the review board as they decided whether to roll him back or to drop him. Ultimately, they decide to roll him back, and that's the last time we see him in the documentary. After being rolled back, Bischoff pulled through and graduated with Class 235, and served with the SEALs until 2004. From there, Bischoff went on to work as a protective security specialist for some time. Currently, he now works as a journeyman for a power company, where he has been working since 2006. The last time we see Boss in the documentary is during the middle of Hell Week. Unfortunately, he did not make it through due to stress fractures.
Every 4 hours or so in Hell Week, you have a medical check. As I walk up to the doctor for what I knew was going to be my last med check, literally hopping up to him like that because I couldn't walk. I had a femoral stress fracture in my right leg. I'd be rolled back to day one, they would let my leg heal, and then I would go through it again.
He was rolled back and ended up graduating with Class 236. Afterwards, he served as a SEAL for 13 years. During this time, he was a member of SEAL Team 4 as well as a member of SEAL Team 6, completing a total of 8 deployments where he was awarded 4 Bronze Stars and 2 Purple Hearts.
Finally graduated BUDS, went to SEAL Team 4, did 2 deployments there before I screened for Dev Group. Somehow I made it through that. Another 6 deployments there, and on my 4th deployment, I get shot 3 times in the rail of my rifle, in the lower left chest plate that you see there, along with my shooting buddy. About a month and a half later, we lose our first teammate. Real name was Mark Carter, we called him Badger. While we're training, other teams are deployed, and we experience a whole just onslaught of tragedy. We lose teammate after teammate after teammate. We lose our troop chief on a night hey-ho jump. I go back on deployment, this time in 2008, which turns out to be the worst deployment because I lose my best friend. I get word that we lose 2 more teammates. Go on deployment again, 2009, and I get shot again. This time I got shot in the forearm, chest, and shoulder.
After leaving the SEAL teams, Boss went on to become an author, entrepreneur, motivational speaker, and fitness coach. You might remember Pichone as one of the candidates who blacked out during the initial pool phase, who was saved by Instructor Hoy. Afterwards, Bichon did not have much screen time, and it's probable that he did not end up graduating with Class 234 as he's not on the graduation list. However, he did become a SEAL eventually and spent 5 years on SEAL Team 5, where he deployed to multiple parts of the Middle East. The last update I could find of him was from 2015, which states that at the time, he was still active in the SEAL Reserves. I was not able to find any further information on him. You might remember Ashlock during one particularly entertaining moment where he performs a tap dance for his teammates while freezing and covered in mud during Hell Week. Apparently he was a professional tap dancer before joining the Navy. Somehow, despite breaking his legs, Ashlock was able to complete Hell Week, but was rolled back due to his injuries, along with Boss. He ended up completing BUDS with Class 236, and afterwards, he served for one tour as a SEAL before going on to work in private security. You might remember Rosebrough as the youngest member of Class 234. He was only 17 at that time, which is pretty crazy to think about. He encountered his fair share of challenges, including passing out during the dive phase, but he graduated with Class 234 at the age of 18. Although there isn't much information on him, I did find that he's currently a Special Operations Police Officer. In the documentary, Morgan was having difficulty with the dive phase due to a physical limitation that prevented him from closing off his nose while breathing through his mouth. Obviously, this made things very difficult while using diving gear, but somehow he was able to pull through and managed to pass near the end. Unfortunately, I was unable to find much information on him. All I know is that he graduated with Class 234, and he made an appearance during the 2019 class reunion. Walker was one of the members of the class that I think many of us did not expect to see drop out. He seemed like a strong and well-respected candidate, and his leaving caused a significant drop in morale, as a couple other candidates dropped right after he made his decision to leave. Walker did not attempt BUDS again, but he went on to become a Special Warfare Combatant Craft crewman in the Navy. He served 7.5 deployments on 5 different continents and was part of the initial invasion during Operation Iraqi Freedom. Later, he co-founded a leadership training company, which he still works at today. Instructor Max, also known by his nickname Mad Max, made quite a few appearances during the first half of the documentary. I'm pretty curious about where he got his nickname from, so let me know in the comments if you have a theory. He served in the Navy from 1990 until 2004. After leaving the SEAL teams, he took on various occupations from working as a combat instructor, resume specialist, and even plumber. Since 2011, he's been working as a weapon tactics instructor as well as a security contractor. I also came across some articles that he has written. Fasano did not have much screen time, but he did graduate with Class 234. He served as a SEAL until 2016, completing 7 different deployments to the Middle East. He is currently a business owner. You might remember Instructor Annandono during the Hell Week segment where he was playing some games with the candidates. Except these games were not much fun because losing would have some consequences. For example, losing a game of rock, paper, scissors meant you had to get wet and sandy in the freezing cold Pacific water. Since the documentary, he has not left much of a paper trail, but rumors are that he retired from the Navy in 2014. He's also mentioned in this book, The Forging of SEAL Class 228. Instructor Padstone also makes an appearance in this book. Another candidate who barely had any screen time in the documentary was who? So the question is, who's who? Sorry. In fact, he never even spoke to the camera, but he did graduate with Class 234. There is not much information on him, but he went on to work as a defense contractor and is currently a lieutenant commander in the Navy Reserves. Hey everyone, so if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate if you could drop a like below, as this took me an insane amount of hours to put together, and it really helps small content creators like myself. By this point, I've covered most of the members of Class 234, so this will probably be the last video of the series. Comment below if you have any other video topics you'd like to see me explore. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.